Some mistakes that you definitely don't want to make when you're going through a divorce. First one is hiring the wrong attorney. You should only hire an attorney who does divorce all day, every day. Don't hire an attorney who does traffic accidents and criminal stuff and all these other real estate closings, a generalist. Why? Because you don't know how much time they spend doing family law. You don't know if they did only one divorce last year. At my firm, we spend all day, every day dealing with situations like yours, dealing with families, helping people get through the divorces, protecting children and protecting people like yourself, making sure you're getting a good settlement, making sure you're not getting taken to the cleaners. For instance, a lot of people try and manipulate the other side saying, well, if you just did this, our kids would have more, our kids would have this. That's manipulation. Look, when you're going through divorce, I want you to think about one thing. What is in the best interest of the kids? Not necessarily what's in your best interest or what you want. We get that. You want everything. But think about these kids. Okay? Don't use them as a weapon. Don't try and be manipulative. Think about what's going to be the best parenting plan for the kids. What's going to be the best school situation? What's going to be the best holiday time for the kids? Remember, your kids have two parents, you and their other parent. So use them as your reason to stay calm, to stay reasonable, to stay fair to their other parent, because remember, you made those kids with that person, okay? You don't get to abandon that whole situation just because you and they can't get along anymore. Your kids love both parents. Use your kids as a reason to put your own personal frustrations aside and think about the kids, okay? When you're done with your divorce, you won't have the relationship to be thinking about. It'll just be the kids. While you're married, you got a relationship and you have the co-parenting. When you're done with your divorce, the relationship part is gone. Then you can focus everything on the co-parenting and do that. Another huge mistake. I get so many people who say, I just want it to be done. I just want it to be done. And then they want to make a bad settlement just to get it done. I warn them against that. Ultimately, it's your decision. You want to make a bad settlement. I'm going to try and prevent that from happening, but I also realize I'm not running your life. But if you make a bad settlement just to get it done, guess what? That's going to happen. You're going to call me about 3 weeks or a month later and say, can we go back and change this? Can we go back and change that? And the answer is no. You can't just decide to go back for a second bite at the apple because you made a bad settlement. So what do? You got to stay calm. You got to look for outlets for the tenseness, the frustration, the emotion you're feeling. Get some counseling. Get some exercise, physical exercise, wear yourself out, go sweat a bucket every night, and your emotions will calm down and you won't be feeling that way. But I want to implore you, don't throw in the towel just to get this done. And ladies, I have to be honest with you and tell you this. I have never heard a guy say, I just want it to be done. But I've heard women say that. I think the reason why is women are probably more based upon having good relationships, and it hurts to be having a high level of conflict. And sometimes guys, I'm going to be real honest, guys, you might not like what I'm saying, but it's true. Sometimes guys use this against the women to try and get better settlement. And guys, I don't want you to be manipulative and do that. And women, I don't want you to give in just to get it done, get a bad settlement, and then feel terrible for the rest of your life and try and go look for an attorney then to fix what never should have happened to begin with. So don't make a bad settlement just to get it done, please. Do not make this mistake. Outrage on social media. Okay, posting. Listen, you may think you can disguise your posts, okay, but your spouse knows exactly when you're writing about them on social media. Don't do it. You will see that stuff back in front of you in court or in mediation, or their attorney will be sending it to your attorney going, your client's trashing my client. You guys, you know better. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't do it, okay? Just go kick a tree, go sweat a bucket, go do something else, but don't take your frustration out in a public forum where it can come back around to bite you. It's like throwing a boomerang, comes back, hits you in the head. Don't do that. I have seen it happen. And the other thing is, as an attorney, we hate being blindsided with stupid, horrible things that our client said on social media that we then have to figure out a way to do damage control. So don't do it. I'm not saying you're not justified. You might be totally, completely justified in what you're saying, but it's not always a good idea to let every thought that's in your head end up on social media for the whole world to see, and especially for your spouse and for their attorney. And you know what? For your kids who might be following your Facebook feed, even if you don't know they are. If you got teenagers, they might be looking to see what daddy and mommy are writing. Okay, so avoid all of these mistakes that I just talked about, and there's many more that you should also avoid, and you want to know what they are? Give us a call. Let's schedule a free case evaluation for you. Let's talk.